Hey guys, today I'm going to be doing I think it's a 2-month update on the fish tank behind me back here, my 75-gallon Planet Aquarium. And I'm also going to be talking about some new products that I'm using, some new stuff that's going to be coming in within a couple weeks or so, and yeah, enjoy. So, this is the 2-month update of my planted aquarium. As you can see, everything is kind of getting out of hand. The CO2 definitely makes a massive difference. I got some new plants in. Let me just look here real quick. And I actually got this from, again, Co2. And if you look all the way in the back, that is a, let's see, Rotala Walichi, I believe. And they're very finicky plants, hard to grow, I guess. They require CO2, highlight, yada yada yada. And I also put some back there, but they're kind of a neat stem plant. They get some red tips at the top. Oh, hey shrimp, what's up, dude? And I also got some Barclay longifolia, and it's back there in the corner way back there. It's supposed to be a red plant. It's gonna grow really nice and tall, and got that from Co2. And actually I took out a lot of the ARs back there. In the last video you saw I took out the ARs back there. I also took out all the Lobelia cardinalis because I just didn't like the way they were looking, and I put the Moboldi red back there, and I moved my Ludwigia repens, and I moved it back there. You can kind of see it from the top, along with the Rotala Walichi. Hopefully those make a nice background stem plant type ordeal. And I also got from Petco again. You can see it on the wood there. I super glued some Anubias Nana, and those are the variegated ones. And what variegated means, for those of you who don't know, are the physical leaves alone. They have kind of like a marbled look to them, and that's a regular Anubias Nana. And this variegated one, I can't really focus on it. The light is too bright. But they have like some whites and green kind of marbled throughout the leaves. And I also got, I super glued it right there too, right next to the Bulbitis mini leaf, some Bulbitis Hodori, I'm not sure what it's called, but got that from Quality Aquatics too. And Quality Aquatics, for those of you who don't know, or you're not local, which I'm sure most of you aren't, is a great local fish store, and they're starting to get into plants, which is really cool because I'm a big plant nerd. And I got some dwarf lily bulbs. You can see it right there in the back, and they got a ton of dwarf lilies coming out of them. I took some off of there and planted it back there. Planted some right there. You probably can't really see it. Planted one right there, and one around this Anubias. It's hard to see all the fish, and then one back there. Dwarf lily bulbs, we'll see how that goes. I'd always buy them from Petco and get the physical bulbs, and they would never grow, and I just didn't want to spend the money to ship it back and all that fun stuff. And this Hygrophila pinnatophyta, that stuff is growing like crazy. It just wants to take over this entire tank, and that Hygrophila is just going bananas. Some back there too. It's hard to get a good shot on it. And let's see what else I got here. Oh, and this Ludwigia arcuata. Can't really see it on camera, but it's starting to get some red to it, which is nice. It's really nice to see some red. That's what it's supposed to do anyways. And my crypt flamingo getting really pink. Look at that. That's, you don't see that color too often in fish tanks, and I'm just a happy camper. And some back there. And then another clip flamingo back there, and my moss wall. It's kind of falling apart. I'm thinking about scrapping it because this Rickia flutens wants to grow out, not up. So it kind of just wants to grow out. It doesn't want to climb up that, and it keeps falling off, and I'm sick and tired of super gluing it. And I'm thinking about just putting them in there and making like a carpet plant. And here's my sad attempt at Monte Carlos. Thinking about getting rid of those because they're just not growing. And I went to a fish auction recently and got this. It's Bucephalandra Deep Purple. My lights really don't do it justice because they don't really have any blues or reds in them. They're just basic floodlights. But out of the box, regular light, those things are actually purple, believe it or not. And my Glossostigmas, they just want to take over the entire tank. They are growing like wildfire. Speaking of growing like wildfire, this insane Crypt Undulata Red, that thing is a monster and a half, and it is just, I don't know, I gotta check its system for steroids because that thing is definitely on something. And this Undulata Red is growing like crazy, starting to overshadow just about everything. And I'm going to show you an aerial view of the Naboldi Red, and that's one of my rare plants. It's really cool. Can't really see it from this view, but if you look up here, it's going to be kind of tricky. But look at the leaves on those. They're really like kind of a rustic red right there in that Naboldi, kind of a rustic red. Can't really see it there, but more of a rustic red. And if you get this aerial view, it's kind of a cool deal of the entire fish tank. It's just amazing looking at it from the top. And you can see the Cryptnuries are starting to grow out. They got some really nice like tiger stripey looking colors to them. My A-Flame purple sword is growing, and I love that sword. That's probably my favorite sword I've ever seen. And yeah, that's pretty much everything. Oh, and I started using some new stuff. I ran out of the Cory from Aquarium Co-op stuff, and now, boy, I can't really see it. I'm using Thrive Plus, and this is kind of the same deal, 1 pump per 10 gallons, and my tank just loves it. Thrive Plus is more for soft water, RO water users, and it has way more nutrients than the Aquarium Co-op stuff. It's more kind of for an EI method, I suppose. You dose once or twice a week, 50% water change, blah blah blah. And I'm also using, probably won't be able to see it, is Thrive Root Tabs, and these things are like just absolutely massive. They're like horse pills, I swear. They're gigantic. Look at those things, my god. But I'm using those, and put a bunch of them around. They come with 30 of them in a packet or a pill bottle, and I think they're like 10-15 bucks, so it's a pretty good deal. And my Christmas moss is growing like crazy. My let's see, can't even think. My Bucephalandra Red Mini is growing. The rubber band actually broke off, and the roots actually hold it together now, so that's pretty cool. And oh, and that moss right there is what I have left of my mini Pelia. When it all melted, there's some mini Pelia down there, so I'm hoping it grows, but that's a really slow growing moss, so I'm not holding my breath, for the lack of a better term. And I am going to be actually, within a couple weeks here, I'm going to be getting some fish from Greg Sage. And if you don't know who Greg Sage is, he's like the live bear god. Like, this guy, really nice guy, very responsive with emails. Like, he makes you feel like you're the only person emailing him. So very responsive. He's out of Colorado, and all of his fish are just the rarest of the rare, and one of them in particular I'm going to be getting from him are the Montezuma swordtails from the Rio Tamasopo Valley, and those swordtails, nobody else sells them. They're like, to me and to a lot of people, they are the holy grail of swordtails. I'm going to try to breed them. I'm getting 6 unsexed young ones from him, and I'm going to grow them out and try to breed them because nobody else sells them. I've looked. You might find some on Aquabid once in a great while, but if you go to a local fish auction, 1 or 2 of those, a pair of those, will easily go for $100 at a fish auction. So they are my favorite swordtails probably, and they look awesome too. They're the original swordtails, and the only way you could probably get them is go to Mexico and start looking in like streams and stuff. And also in a couple months I'm going to be getting some new lights, because these floodlights, I mean, they're nice and everything, but they're I don't know. I'm gonna upgrade. I'm gonna get some SB Reef lights, freshwater, and those lights, for those of you who don't know, I think it's like a 32-inch light, but it'll be just fine for this 48-inch wide tank. But for those of you who don't know that light, it's probably the best bang for your buck as far as LED lights. It's like $300 for a 32-inch that'll fit a 4-foot tank, and it's got a ton of LEDs, and it throws like at 100% power. It can throw probably 2 to 250 par. I know par isn't the only thing you should be measuring at substrate on a 24-inch deep tank, so that gives you kind of an idea. And for $300, I'll take that all day. So, and other plans for the future, this tank up here, another 75 gallon. I got this as a whole deal, believe it or not. The cheapest part of all my fish tank stuff were the tanks and the stand, but this 75 gallon here, what I'm going to be doing with that is I'm going to make this another planet tank, but I'm going to use dirt substrate and cap it with some fluorite on top, and I'm going to make it like a half-ass, oh, can I say ass? A halfway high-tech tank. So I'm not going to use CO2, but I'm going to have good substrate, and I'm going to get some T5 lighting on top from Amazon, and the ballast and all that stuff are actually getting really cheap nowadays with the T5 lighting. So I'm going to use good substrate, super high light, see if T5 is better than LED, we'll see. And I'm going to put nothing but ultra rare plants up there. That's going to be kind of like my ultra rare plant one. And I'm going to use tap water because I'm sick of going to the store and getting tap water for this every couple weeks, or I mean RO water for this tank every other week. And I'm going to be putting my new swordtails from Greg Sage, I'm actually going to be putting them in my 30 gallon over there because this uses RO water, and swordtails, they like more of like a alkaline-ish water, and this water here is like 6.5 pH, if not less, because of all the driftwood, and the fluval stratum I have in there buffers the pH, and plus the CO2 I have in there definitely buffers the pH, or drops it down way lower. So yeah, those are my future plans. I will be trying to upload more videos, but as far as fish and planet tanks are concerned, there's a ton of other channels that I don't want to be like copying them or anything, so I'm just going to do my own thing. So alright, I'll see you in the next video. See ya!